tackle like damager. They react and play it back on the camera. High sports, you consider me flammable. Sure shot, I got all the intangibles. Need a leash, I'm a beast, I'm an animal. Eat the competition up like a Hannibal. Know the game like I wrote up the manual. I do weekly what you do on the annual. MVP, that decision unanimous. Big dogs, I don't think they can handle it. Battlefield, it's just me and my warriors. Guaranteed we emerge victorious. Years, blood, sweat, tears, it's glorious. I remember when they always ignoring us. Dash, got it on, smash, foot on the gas. I will not crash, they will not stop me. Tenfold, copy, end zone, watch me celebrate. I'm cocky, I do my dance, jump in the stands. No man, man, oh deal with the hands. Thought they could guard me, I ruin they plans. I do what I want, they do what they can.
All right, Coach, we are pleased as always to be bringing you coverage of the National Football League on EA Sports. They do it big here in Houston, and a second ago it was a Texas-sized welcome for their hometown guys. They're fired up and ready to go as they get set to match up with the Indianapolis Colts. Time to set the old turducken aside and get ready for football as here we go on a Thanksgiving night. This fielded at the 2. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line.
First and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
Check out!
Here's the second-year back out of NC State, Nyheim Hines. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair.
Brings up second and 11 at the 22-yard line.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a second and 11. This is Marlon Mack, third-year running back. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. Up to make the stop, the Texans' leading tackler a year ago, Zach Cunningham.
Third down.
Little trouble thus far on their opening drive as they come up on a 3rd and 11.
Let's see what you got.
Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option. And he's going to go down. The Texans come at him and able to bring him to the ground. J.J. Watt able to record his 5th sack of the season. To punt on 4th down, here's Rigoberto Sanchez. And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one. This will be fielded at the 17. A very good return that time. 18 yards. And the Texans will take over with a 1st and 10. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
Here we go. 49, check 49, check 49. Hey, 55. 198, watch 98. 98's the mic. Line of low.
Under pressure now, Watson, and down he goes. That's sacked by the DN, Danico Autry.
We talked about prior to the game, and it played out right there on the first play, didn't it? This offensive line is going to have its hands full all night long.
Now, you often speak of scripts to start a game. Does this mean that play number 2, they're going to go off the script a little bit?
Yeah, what's interesting is that most people, when they script now, they actually script those contingencies in, okay, in case they can't run the play they want to. How it's long distance now, let's go to that play.
Another try after the first down sack. Watson, and that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you can go make a play on the football.
198. They're not ready for this, man. They're not ready for this.
Throwing on third down, Watson. And he's got the completion to Hopkins. 15 yards, the Texans pick up the first down. So the ref takes a peek here, wants to see if the receiver had possession and both feet inbounds.
If this were a college game, this would be a legal catch. It's the second foot that they're looking at to make sure it gets down. You have to have two inbounds in the NFL.
Boston Scott, his first carry. And he got blown up. Losing yardage on the play back at the 44. That'll set him back with a loss of 3 on the play. And that'll make this a 2nd and 13.
One set. 19. Shoot. Good night.
Out of the gun, Watson. Throwing the out route and complete. It's Hopkins. And they'll get him to the ground. He has another first down at the Colts' 41-yard line.
And the Texans, first down. 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line.
Now from Colts territory, here's a 1st and 10 at the 41.
Check hot route. Hot. 124. Watch 98. 98's the Mike. He can't hang. He's not going to get me. 31. Tighten up. 61. Max box. Right.
And that'll be accepted, of course, and that moves him back 5. So a little bit of a stiffer challenge now. 1st and 15 following the delay of game. A shotgun snap for Watson. He finds Hopkins complete. Call it a gain of 12, but of course not a first down due to the previous penalty.
Well, I know from past experience, before you actually play a game, you visualize what's going to happen. And I don't know anyone who doesn't visualize themselves being in the center of what's going on. That's 3 catches for him here in the early going. He's got to like the way this is started.
Absolutely. 3 catches on any drive is good. Opening drive, that's a tone setter.
55. 58, right over there. Yeah. Mike, 50.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Watson. That's caught by the big tight end, Dallas Goedert. And they'll get him to the ground. And he has another first down at the Colts 18.
One of the advantages of zone defense, as I remember it, is being able to see the play develop in front of you. One of the disadvantages, when they find those levels where they can hit you with it, sometimes behind the corner and in front of the safety, it makes it tough to defend.
Watch the safety creep. He's coming. Double up. Hey, alert.
On first down, Scott. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. That sends him 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 12 at the Colts.
A rare misstep on that last play because the drive has been strong, but now it's 2nd and 12.
Down, he's coming. You think he won't get this? Under 10. 10. 198. Watch 98. 98's the Mike. Pick it up, guys. Pick it up.
From the gun, here's Watson. Looking for his running back, and he's got him. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. Give him 8 on the play, and they're going to have a 3rd down. Charles, Thursday night game, I think a lot of teams probably say shrink the playbook somewhat. Is that correct?
I think you're right about that because you just don't have the amount of time that you have in a normal week to put in a full playbook. So as you said, you shrink the playbook, pick out the plays that work best for you. And you know what else you're looking for?
What's that?
Who are the freshest guys coming off the last game to play on a Thursday night? Guys have a little extra pep in their step. You go to them early and often.
That's on the first-round pick, number 23 overall, Titus Howard.
Get him, boys!
And this third down looking very tough after the holding penalty. Third and long.
Watch the slant. Watch 98. Watch 98. 98's the mic. Come on. You better.
From the gun, Watson. And he will reach the 5-yard line before going out of bounds. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a first and goal.
His passing's been on point on this drive, hasn't it? Been very accurate, gotten the ball downfield, gained nice chunks of yardage. But now, in this situation, the field is really condensed, partner. So if he's going to throw the football, that has to be pinpoint here.
I was going to ask you about that. Field shrinks, has to be sharper, but it's been a good opening drive so far.
Now they just want to see if they can cap it off with the bell ringer and put it in the end zone.
And this is going to result in losing yardage. They're driven back to the 8-yard line. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down. It's second and goal, back to the 8-yard line now.
You're not ready. You're not ready.
The quick slant caught. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. That catch good for 8, but still, it's third and goal now. And this should be the final play before the quarter ends. On third and short to give to the tight end. And that one going nowhere from the start as he's met in the backfield and goes backwards. We're scoreless after one.
Fairbairn on for the field goal. An 18-yard attempt.
The kick by Fairbairn is good. No one attempted or made more field goals than Fairbairn last year. He was 37 of 42.
And they were grateful for every one of those that put 3 points on the board. But I'll guarantee you, Bill O'Brien, the head coach, is thinking to himself, we need to use them a lot less in 2019. Let's make sure we score some more touchdowns.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And to be frank, they're just in a tough spot. It's only November, already eliminated from playoff contention. I know their fan base doesn't want to hear that, but that's the case. What are they fighting for now going forward?
You know exactly what they're fighting for. Is that word that some people don't want to hear, but it's pride.
Draft. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was going to go draft, but pride's better, right?
You know something? You're right, because that's part of it, but that's two different mindsets. That's front office mindset, draft position, where are we going to be and what do we need to get? And then the players and the coaching staff right now, pride. Can they win some games and feel better about themselves despite the fact they have no shot at the playoffs?
This is Hines. Jadeveon Clowney there on the stop.
Some of these play calls, I think they're a little conservative, but you know me, because it's easy to sit up in this booth, right, and make all the calls and think I'm going to be correct. But I would like to see them open things up, because otherwise this defense is just going to gang up on the run and shut them down.
50 out. Right, 622. We own it. Check. Crouch. Ready.
Block on third down. That's complete to the running back, Nyheim Hines. And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line. 7 yards there, good enough to move the sticks. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Under pressure, and the Texans able to get in there for the sack. The Clemson product, DJ Reader, got in for the sack.
And that's their first sack of this game, but how about last week? 6 sacks, great coverage downfield, which helped that pass rush. They are really working in sync right now.
Now following the sack, they'll come up here on a 2nd down and 12. Here's Locke. He's going to sling this deep downfield into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Tashawn Gibson, and he's able to take this one back to the 36-yard line. They're trying to resurrect his confidence. Last week was a disaster, 5 interceptions in that loss, and another pick there.
I played with a quarterback like this before, and he had a tough game, and the head coach said, I'll take him, I'll fix him. The very next game, he started out the exact same way, and the head coach turned to the offense coordinator and said, he's yours from now on. Someone has to take responsibility and work with him and try and get him settled.
Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10. Watson. And he will find his man on the outside.
And, partner, I think that was a great example that not all tight ends are created equal, because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6.
Let's bring it.
Watson going to pull back the handoff and keep it himself. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Fuller. And he'll be taken down across the 50 at the 45 in enemy territory. 16 yards, a 1st down.
Hey, we got to get to the ball, team. We got to get to the ball. Let's keep moving. Watch out.
They'll run on 1st down. It's Scott. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard.
Some runs are blocked so well, you almost forget that someone has to carry the ball to gain the yardage. The leverage by the offensive line to create space up front, really well done.
The previous run, good for 9. Here's 2nd and a yard. Now a give, right side. It's Scott, and he'll go down here at the 35-yard line. A gain of just a yard, but it's a 1st down.
2nd and 1, and people want to run the football. This is where every back in the league is supposed to do exactly what we just saw there. Pick up the 1st down.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. To throw is Watson. He's got Dallas Goedert, his tight end, over the middle. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down.
When you execute a drag or a crossing route really well and give them a chance to let it develop a little bit, you can gain some significant yardage hitting your tight end on that one.
That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. Now Watson. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line. That one, a 1st down pickup of 8. He's got good size. We know he's tough to bring down running the ball. That also carries over to the passing game like we saw there.
And at his size, how'd you like to try and stop him on that angle route? Him coming out of the backfield, breaking sharply, catching the football. It's going to take a lot more than one guy, most likely, to bring him down. That was a nice game.
His throw caught right around the 6. And they work this near the 5. He'll be stopped at the 6. Texans passing game in rhythm right now, picking up another first.
Another Texans first down.
They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway.
36. Check 9, check 9.
Second quarter, 2 minutes remain. 3-0 our score. Coming up at the half, a reminder we go back to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman. He'll have a look back at our first half as well as a look ahead to what's coming up later this weekend.
Watch the whip. Get the boys down. He's coming.
They'll try and run for it on first and goal. And this play doesn't go anywhere. Backwards, losing yardage to the 11. So a loss of 5, and it'll be second down.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
So they get pushed back to the 11, and here's second and goal.
Check 3. Check 9. He's crashing.
Now Scott. And he's in. Touchdown, Houston. Boston Scott with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Texans push further out in front. And there you go. Nothing really too complex. Block, keep to your assignments, let them run it in. They did it.
Fundamental football. Good blocking beats good tackling on that play. End result, touchdown.
So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And they're in an early hole. The first drive, they threw the interception. That led to a touchdown, so decent-sized deficit early on.
It is, but I think you hit the key words, early on. So they have to decide, do we even need to change game plan? Or do we just need to execute better and try and get back in this game?
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And he'll go out near midfield at the 49. Call that a very strong gain of 24.
24-yard gain on the play.
And he's top 5 in the league in terms of receiving yardage because of plays like that. What have you seen from him on film that you like so much?
Well, I'll strip away everything else and get to what we call the moment of truth. When the ball's arriving and there's a defender there, he just comes down with the ball. He competes and takes it away. Great hands, great ability to finish the catch.
Watch the twist.
Now a first down throw. Luck. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. The former #1 overall pick, Jadeveon Clowney. He's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is second and long.
I got you. Check. Lucky. Check nickel.
Now Luck. And he's going to go down again. Jadeveon Clowney make that now 8 sacks for him on the season.
Okay, let's go back a little bit and see if my schooling comes to the front. What's that old saying? those who forget the lessons of history are doomed to repeat them, that's the same guy who's gotten back-to-back sacks. I think a double team may be in order.
Not wanting to risk another sack, they'll play it safe with a run. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 13 seconds to play in half number 1. And the punt team on now as this one's sent away. And he'll back up a few steps as he'll make the fair catch at about the 8-yard line. So a change of possession here on the punt. And control of the football switching hands with very little time remaining until the half. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. Time for a final kneel down or a safe run, and then they can head to the locker room with a lead.
Yeah, or they can even run a screen. You know, something they feel is somewhat safe that might actually pop and turn into a big play. That's what you usually run in this situation.
Or go 4 verticals because why not?
Because you're feeling it, right? You're just feeling it.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. It's the Texans in front, and they're going to get the football first as we are back underway in the third quarter. This is taken at the 3. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. They built a good first-half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. Now a nice play defensively on first down as this is knocked away and incomplete. So after the incompletion, 2nd and 10 from the 22.
That's the way. Jim, 24. Scott, muscle. 24. 41's the mic. Check 41.
Throwing again is Watson. Throwing the out route incomplete. It's Hopkins. It's a first down on a gain of 10. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front, defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
Now Watson's throw is taken in by QT. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. And a nice gain of 21 yards.
Texans first down. 1st and 10 at the 47-yard line.
Watson now pretty amazing. 14 of 16 throwing the ball. It's 1st and 10.
Hey, let's get there. 6 guys. Check 6. Alert. 25. Check 25. Check 9.
Watson off play action. Sliding out of the... And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down.
They need to stop to get back into this game, and here's one right to start the third quarter.
Yeah, anytime you go into the lockers with that 2-3 score deficit, you're right. You need that stop, get the football back, and they've done just that.
Series to series, play to play.
Well, they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21.
198. Watch 94. Hey, watch the ball. Check. 54! Hey, we gotta snap it. We gotta snap it.
That's going to set him back 5 yards.
Listen, 19! Watch the run. Watch the run. This side. 55! Zoom.
On second down, here's Watson. Flushed out right. He's letting this one go for, and this will be caught at the 30. And they'll get this to the 30-yard line before crossing over out of bounds. A gain of 32 that time.
Texans, first down. First and 10 at the 30-yard line.
So the big play has them all the way down to the 30 now for first and 10.
Kill. 24! Watch 98. Watch 98. 98's the mic. I smell fear in that offense.
They'll run it here. This is Deontay Foreman. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
On 2nd and 9, Watson throwing the out route incomplete. That's Hopkins. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. A gain of 13. It's a first down. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. You can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that to try and get more pressure at the passer.
You ain't going nowhere. Check 99. Check 99. Pick that. Hey, 59.
Rush coming, and he's taken down. And it's never good to take a sack. You really don't want to take one down here in this part of the field, down near the red zone.
Not at all, because you're already pretty much assured of a field goal. But you take a big sack, it could push you out of range, and that's why defenses get a little more aggressive in this situation. They're almost conceding the 3 points. They want to push you back and try and take you out of that.
They'll come up after the sack on a 2nd and 12.
Here we go, D. Here I come again.
Watson down to throw. And he almost had it defensively. Could have been a game changer there in this second half. Instead, it's 3rd down. They got the win last week despite not having any interceptions. Tried to come up with one there, could not. But there's a stat category called PBU, pass breakup. That's important too, and they got one.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it, because at least you're there, knocking the ball away. Offense isn't possessing it, making plays downfield. And you just continue to harass the receivers, harass the quarterback, and maybe the big play does occur down the road.
Now it's Watson. That is caught inside the 5. And he will be very close to a first down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means 4th down. They come out here in the I. So the snap will come from the 3, but remember, they don't need the touchdown. They can get the first down if they get a yard, and the ball gets to the 2. And he'll be touchdown here, but not before he does pick up the first. They only get a hard-fought yard, but that's all they needed. It pays off the decision to go for it, 1st and goal.
What is that? 19. 98 to Mike. Man out, man out, man out, man out. Bang, 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 bang. He's checking, 55.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. Nothing doing there. They're going to wind up holding him at the 2. No gain there, and it's going to set up 2nd and goal.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the 3rd quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
Second and goal, and they will try again from the 2-yard line.
Undercrush, undercrush, undercrush.
His pass caught at the 4. And this will result in him losing yardage back to the 3. That backs him up 1 yard and brings up 3rd down. And never good on a pass completion there to go the wrong way. Lost yardage.
No, for some reason it seems to work better when you throw it downfield or you can move the ball downfield running it that way, doesn't it? But in this case, if you're the defensive guys, you're energized, executed well, and you caused a lost yardage play. That's going to feel good and look great in film.
This Colts D up to the challenge so far, but they need another stop here on 3rd and goal. And now here's a timeout called by the Colts on the defensive side of the ball. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn 1 here in this 3rd quarter. This Colts D up to the challenge so far, but they need another stop here on 3rd and goal.
Kill, kill, kill. 59. Kill, kill, turn up. Hayward. I got it. Hey, 59. Watch 98. 98's home. Hey, watch the slant.
After the run, Watson going to throw to the goal line, but it's incomplete. So it's been a long drive. They've held the ball for quite a while. Now what do you do here?
Well, to me, at this stage, after this drive, this close to the goal line, 3 points would be a letdown. I'm going for it here.
And for the 2nd time tonight, his field goal unit comes out here. From the right hash here, should be an easy one. Fairbairn able to put this one through. And that'll push the lead up to 13-0. That will go down as a 15-play drive, and it results in 3 points. So some disappointment?
It's funny. We had our conference before the game with the offensive coordinator. And what did he tell us? I just want every drive to end in a kick, right? An extra point, a punt, or a field goal. Well, in this case, I think it is a little bit of a disappointment because it did end in a kick, but that type of a drive should end in the end zone.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone.
And I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because that drives you berserk to come off the field, not really move the ball well. As you said, not even get to the red zone, let alone, not even put points on the board. They've got to just take a deep breath, relax, try and figure out what is working, and call more of that.
They'll get 5 out of the scramble. It's 2nd down. Despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they've made, and that just means you're one big score away from being right back there.
Now, the question is, can this offense step up and make that play? Because that's been an issue for them in this game. On 2nd down, it's Hines. And he'll lose yardage here, going down back at the 28. It's a loss of 2, now 3rd down.
I think it's pretty evident. We can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they've stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched the tape a few times and made some adjustments. And this will probably be the last play of the quarter. We are headed to the 4th here on Thanksgiving night. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. Throwing on 3rd down. Luck looking for Campbell downfield. And that'll be incomplete. Well, they took their shot all right, but it comes up empty, and it's 4th down.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, 4th quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. Now here's Rigoberto Sanchez as he's on to punt for Indianapolis. He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. And this one hits at the 3 and then bounds into the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 20-yard line.
Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. Now, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this 4th quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, first downs, they can't touch the ball.
And they're able to get this one across the 35. Successful start to the drive, 17 yards. It moves the sticks. One play has him to the 37 here for 1st and 10.
He's coming, he's coming, he's coming. 24. Wide, neutral, quickly. Hey, alert. Short.
Here's Watson. And he's got his favorite target yet again. It's complete. Touchdown, Houston. Will Fuller, his 9th touchdown of the season. And the Texans push further out in front. The 21st pick back in the 2016 draft, Will Fuller, and we know that he can take the top off of a defense.
He certainly can, and the way that he does it is just straight, pure speed. And I saw it with one of the better defensive coordinators in the league, and I said, how do you defend that? And he said, at times, you absolutely don't. If the quarterback gets time and he heaves it downfield, Will Fuller's going to outrun any coverage you put out there.
So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. This is taken at the 3. And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30 to the 33-yard line.
The Colts take over 1st and 10 at their own 33-yard line.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points.
And a big loss here as he's taken down. Sheldon Rankins abruptly ends that play with a sack.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, and with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury. After the sack on 1st down, Luck. Another incompletion. You know, it's a wonder he's still moving around back there the number of times he's been sacked.
Yeah, he's staying out there, isn't he? And you don't think about it much in a game like this, but he's showing incredible leadership. Still competing, still fighting, not taking himself out of a ball game that appears lost.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Now Luck. Looking deep for Hilton. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. Luck to Hilton on the hook up there. 44 yards. Defensively, I know they have the comfortable lead here in the fourth, but they do not want to give up big plays like that.
They want to finish strong. So oftentimes in this situation, you tighten up underneath in your coverage, and you bring your safeties back. They can pick up anything that leaks through. But in the meantime, upfield, you're making plays on the football.
So that changes things a bit. Here's a 1st and 10 all the way down at the 35. Luck now to throw. He's going to let this go end zone for Hilton. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on 1st down, but he couldn't reel it in. T.Y. Hilton once again the intended receiver. And it's 2nd down.
Check out. I don't think you got it, son. Check safety, check. Check 3, check 3. Kill, 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 kill.
Luck throwing again. Able to find the rookie from Ohio State, Paris Campbell. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give them that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option. And it falls incomplete after almost being intercepted. A pick there would have been great. The good news for the defense now, it's 4th down. A critical one here if they're going to have any shot at this thing. So they'll go for it on 4th down.
3 down. Check, 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 check.
Here we go on 4th. Luck. And he gets it to Funchess complete. And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done. No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on 4th. Luck now perfect since the second half started. 7 of 7. It's 1st and 10. Now it's Hines. And he'll get about 3 just outside the 10, stopped at the 11.
Not too many offenses want to turn down long drives, but when you're down what they are, they've got to pay it off with some points.
At the Texans' 11-yard line.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Now a play fake, and it's Luck. Rolling to his right. They'll find Hines out of the backfield. 5 yards on the pickup, and that's going to bring up a 3rd down. He was out there waving his arms, and when you got a quarterback out of the pocket looking for any help, I guess waving the arms is helpful.
It certainly is, because you got to get his attention, because now you're in scramble drill. So everyone's adjusting their routes, finding open space, and he found the right spot for the completion.
Under pressure, down he goes. Sacked at the 10. Jadeveon Clowney in there to get him, and on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him. And a field goal obviously means nothing here. They're going to go ahead and go for it on 4th down. They snap it to Luck. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Bernardrick McKinney, the linebacker, picks it. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Charles, whatever's going on between his ears right now, it's just not completely calculated correctly. 7 picks between last week and this week after that one.
And they always say the most important part of a player is those 6 inches between the ears. But right now, it's all those interceptions that are going on. So whoever his trusted confidant is on the sidelines, I don't know if it's the offensive coordinator, the quarterback's coach, maybe the backup quarterback, that's who he needs to get with now and get himself calm.
Here's Watson. Over the middle, that's caught by QT. And they'll get him down right at around the 11-yard line. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on first down. Back to throw, Watson. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
You get a tight end like this, and you know he's used to dishing out punishment, but here, he's one that has to absorb the contact, and as a result, unable to hold on to the football.
They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass.
198, watch 924. Blue dead.
A shotgun snap for Watson. Fuller brings it in over the middle. And they're going to get the first down here across the 15-yard line. His big game continues. 10 catches now and another first down.
First and 10 at the 16-yard line.
They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Texans football as we welcome you back. And no doubt what they're looking to do is just salt away the final couple of minutes and escape with a win.
198, watch 98. 98 for Mike. 198.
On 1st and 10, Watson. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down. The incompletion there stops the clock. Any surprise they're throwing here late?
Ordinarily, yes, because you would think enough is enough. They've got plenty of lead, but I've seen this a bunch of times as well. The defense is going to crowd the line of scrimmage. If you just hand it off inside, you're getting your running back popped a lot as well. Sometimes the defense dictates it. If they're going to crowd it, you may have no other choice but to throw it downfield.
And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
It is tough to complete passes against zone defenses. The windows that you see open, they shrink pretty rapidly. How about being able to hit a moving target against a zone before the next guy can get there and make a play on the ball?
Not easy for any quarterback, no matter the situation. And there, the defense won the battle.
198, watch 98. 98 for Mike.
Throwing on 3rd down, Watson. And he's got the completion to Hopkins. And he'll be corralled well upfield right around the 40-yard line. A pickup of 24 on the 3rd down conversion. He's been the go-to guy. They needed a big play there on 3rd down. Went his way. It worked out.
Doesn't matter whether they've scouted it or that they think he's going to get the ball. He has a knack for finding his way open and completing the connection.
Let's get off the field.
The defense can stop it twice more as they take a knee here.
Come on, set. 18, Gator.
Hey, they're scared. They're scared.
The defense can stop it twice more as they take a knee here. Now the Colts going to burn the 2nd of their timeouts as the clock will stop with just under 30 seconds left to go. Ninth play of the drive coming up, and certainly not an easy one on 3rd and long. Down to a knee here as the Texans look to let the clock roll. Now the Colts will use their 3rd and final timeout as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in this football game. The Texans send the punter out. Always a good sign when your first punt comes in the 4th quarter. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. They are down big. They have not scored a single point. I don't know, are they so defeated at this point you just want to get in the locker room and get the heck out of here?
That is one way to approach it. Sometimes coaches say, that's it, okay? It hasn't worked all game. There's no sense in doing something now. Let's get out of here. No one gets hurt. But others will look at it and say, we still have an opportunity to do something.
On the line.
Exactly. You have pride on the line, execution as you look forward and get ready for your next game, and a message to your team. We're not going to quit. No matter what the battle is, we're going to finish this thing out.
Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10.
Check me out. Check out route. Go ahead. Tighten up. Kill.
Throwing his lock. And he's going to go down. The Texans come at him and able to bring him to the ground.
Yeah, that's how we do things.
5 yards. And it's 3rd.
So Houston going to come away here with the victory. And this was truly a total team effort, Charles, on both sides of the ball.
Well, they absolutely pitched a shutout, so it can't get much better than that, right? The defense led the way, but the offense did their part as well. They moved the ball up and down the field. So you've got to like what you saw. What do they call that? A total team effort? I think when it's time to hand out game balls, guys from both sides will end up getting one.
So for Houston, they keep pace in the playoff race as they move to 8-3 on the year. And they'll get another home date next week as the Patriots will come to town. Meanwhile, for Indianapolis, they've fallen out of things now as they sink to 3-8. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. That'll do it for us. I'm Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. Thanks to our entire crew as well. We'll talk to you next time. So long, everybody.